guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is March 27th, 2021, and this is the Flight Sim News. And as you can see in the background is the, I believe this is the pre-order launch video for the Mi-24P Hind for DCS World. You can pre-order it now from their website. They threw it up there with a 30% off discount, making it, I believe, close to $50 now. Not a bad price, and definitely for something that looks as cool as this. Can't wait to get my hands on this. And as I've said all along, it's a great year for helicopters with the Hind and the Kiowa and supposedly the Apache hitting early access this year. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun for us rotor heads. I will throw a link to this video in the description and the pre-order link so you can get your hands on this and get it pre-ordered and take advantage of that awesome 30% off discount. Next up is DevBlog 277 from the guys at 1C Game Studios who make IL-2 Sturmovik. Starts off with, dear pilots, good news on all fronts this week as we continue our march towards completion of the Battle of Normandy and ramp up work on Flying Circus 2. We hope to have some pics of the first FC-2 plane, the Newport 28, soon for you, but today we'll stick to World War II. As you already know, we have several aircraft in development, and the closest, actually very close to completion, is the Spitfire, which is currently in beta testing. Below are a few pics. This plane is a beast with its Griffin engine, and shooting down doodle bugs with it is going to be a blast. Speaking of buzz bombs, our V1 is going to be treated just like an aircraft. It will have a detailed damage model, so you can damage parts of it like the wings, the pulse jet engine, the warhead, or if you're talented enough to tip it over with your wing. More on the V1 as we develop it this summer. Next, we have some early pics of the very cool ME-410 Hornets and the AR-234 jet bomber. The image speak for themselves. The Hornets strikes me as a German response to the Mosquito, no? Who do you think would win in a dogfight between the 410 and a Mosquito? Did they ever duel during the war, I wonder? In addition to new planes, we have made some tweaks to some of our oldest, namely our 109 series. We overhauled the damage system several months ago. We had to make a temporary change to the 109's tail assembly to avoid a bug that caused certain parts to stay attached to the plane after other damaged tail parts had been blown off. All 109s other than the E7 was affected. The temporary change we made to fuse the vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabs, making them one part, which basically tripled their strength, and the likelihood of them ever coming off was 3 times less likely, so basically never. To remedy this, we needed to model team rebuild the tails to make a new failure point in the vertical stabilizer and break up this fused tail into their proper damageable and detachable sections. Remember that before we did any of this, the 109's tail assembly was the ultimate kill button. Push it and the entire tail would come off, not just part of a stabilizer like other planes. Of course, you can also just blow off elevators and rudder if you hit them right. In the images below, you can see the new reality in action during combat. I shot off the vert stab and rudder in one image and the horizontal stab and the elevator in another. This should solve the so-called 109 concrete tail phenomenon. 109 tails now behave like all other tail sections in the sim. Work on tactical codes feature continues, although we don't have them working on all aircraft and vehicles yet. The technology works great, and the images below gives you an idea of how it will work and look. It's not totally final yet, so the final result may vary a little. Work on the dynamic visual damage system also continues and is currently being applied to our tanks. When it's perfected on the tanks, we will then work to apply it to aircraft. Finally, in the next update, we will include 4K skins for the MC202 and JU88A4 made by our talented partner Martin ICDP Katney. To celebrate this, I've made these interesting posters showing off the new skins side by side. They make quite colorful display. We hope to do this kind of graphic for all of our aircraft eventually. Speaking of new skins, Martin's now working on 4K skins for the Spitfire. This means both marks of Spitfires in great battles will now have 4K skins soon. The beautiful image below of the Mach-E skins remind me to say that I intend to make an Italian pilot for the 202 later this year, similar to how we made the female Soviet pilot. The images below are 4K, so you can resize them and use them as wallpaper if you are so inclined. See you all in the skies on the battlefield, Jason and the Sturmovik team. And below, there's a variety of images. It's like a 3D model in a poster form. Another one of the Arado 234B2. Parts of the tail getting blown off on the 109. More 109 tail coming apart instead of the whole thing. And then whatever the tactical codes thing is. The ME-410. And then the new Spitfire. Notice they made the clipped wing version too. So as usual, I'll throw a link to this in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. Alrighty, next up is a few things from Razbam. Looks like they posted some images of their F-15E Strike Eagle. Looks like we got 2 shots to look at here. And then in other Razbam news, they went and posted 2 videos this week. M2000C Route Desire, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a HUD director for reaching a waypoint with a predefined route. Not sure why something is blurred out in the middle of the screen as they were doing this. This video is about 2 minutes long that they posted. And the next one is the Mirage 2000C ILS landing. So it looks like the Mirage is getting some love again finally from Razbam, which is very cool stuff. I'll definitely throw a link to both of these videos and the images of the F-15E Strike Eagle in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. Last up is a post from a guy who goes on to say, I wrote the F-18C campaign Serpent's Head 2 released by DCS and now finished my current campaign, Rise of the Persian Lion. The latter is a 15-mission campaign for the F-18C, mainly based in the Gulf on the USS Abraham Lincoln. There's over 1,000 voiceovers. This is also to be released through DCS once it has been checked out with the 2.7 update and the new clouds. So had a little spare time, so decided to give a bit more love to my first campaign, Serpent's Head. This came in 2 flavors, a 6-mission campaign for Nevada and the Black Sea, and a 5-mission option for just the Black Sea. The first campaign came with emulated voices only. I've now updated it and added a supercarrier option for both. All my campaigns have been designed to be VR-friendly by careful control of resources. I only fly in VR myself. My updated first campaign, The Serpent's Head, with the Supercarrier update is freely available from the user files, links below. And of course he goes on to say, obviously you need Supercarrier module to play that version of the campaign, but there are links right here for it. So I will definitely throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can download them and give them a shot for yourself. And that is it for the flight sim news for this week. It's been kind of a slow week. Hasn't been a lot to talk about, but the most exciting part was the addition of the pre-order for the Mi-24P Hind. So get out there and get that pre-ordered, and hopefully that early access release happens soon. I believe they said it is a second quarter of the year early access release, and we are at the end of March, almost April, which should put us into that second quarter. So here's to hoping they get that 2.7 update out soon. They did say that was going to be before the end of March, and we are in the last days of March right now. I believe mid next week is when March is completely over. And today it's the 27th, and we still haven't seen an update. So 2.7 looks to be shaping up pretty good from what they've been saying, and everybody's dying to see those clouds, but we haven't had any word yet as to exactly when that may be, other than before March was over. So that is it for the Flight Sim News. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys.